for me to gain than what I am dealing with or losing now. Jesus said it another way in Matthew 19:29. He said, every one of you that has forsaken your house or brethren or sister or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. Mm-hmm. There is more for you to gain than what you think you lost or you're dealing with at the present. Somebody say there's more to gain.
There's more to gain.
There's more for me to gain. Paul said it another way to the Corinthian church. He said this light affliction. 2 Corinthians 4:17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Mm-hmm. This light affliction, this little thing that I'll go through, this little thing that I'm dealing with, it's only for a moment. And it worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Somebody say eternal weight of glory.
Eternal weight of glory.
It worketh for us an eternal weight of glory. A place where we are, what? Free from condemnation forever.
Amen.
It's working for me to put me in a place to where I will be free from condemnation forever.
Amen.
I mean, you know, all we do in this world, I heard a preacher say this the other day, all we do in this world is cry. So the first thing you do when you're born is you cry. Mm-hmm. And all throughout life you cry, and you cry, and you cry. And all throughout your life you cry, you cry, you cry. And all throughout life of crying, all the amount of crying you've done in your life will not even compare to the glory that you're going to receive, where there won't be no more crying.
Amen. Amen.
All the amount of crying you've done in this life could not be compared to the glory we shall receive when we hit eternal life, and there will be no more crying. Mm-hmm. Oh God. Oh God, it will. Somebody say it won't be compared.
It won't be compared.
It won't be compared. It won't be compared. So that tells me there is more to gain than what's behind you. Mm-hmm. And this is what we teach. This is what we should teach. This is what we should teach. There is more to gain than what is behind you. Mm-hmm. There's more to gain. People love to talk about what's behind you and what you done did and what you done. And the focus should be on the more there is to gain.
Amen.
Paul said, I forget those things that are behind and I press forward to the things that are ahead.
Amen.
Paul said, I forget those things behind. But people try to never forget what's behind you.
Amen.
They always want to pull what's behind you and try to put it back in front of you.
Yes. Yeah.
Paul says, forgetting those things that are behind. I believe his text says, he starts out by saying, I have not arrived, is what he says. I have not fully apprehended, fully made it. I am not perfect yet by no long stretch, but I forget those things that are behind me because there's more in front of me to gain. So I just press forward to the mark.
Amen.
Yes. Mm-hmm. You got a vehicle that's got all this glass. It's got a windshield, front, back side. You got mirrors, and you got a big a rearview mirror that's about this big. But you got a windshield that's about this big because there's more to look at in front of you than what you need to be looking at behind you.
Amen.
I should be focused more on what's in front of me than what is behind me, especially if I'm going somewhere.
Amen.
You ain't never seen nobody driving, going somewhere, looking back the entire time. There's more in front of me than what is behind me when I'm going somewhere. Paul said, I'm pressing forward to what's up there and forgetting those things that are behind me.
Amen.
Somebody say there's more to gain.
There's more to gain.
More to gain. So you got to look forward. You got to look forward. Somebody say look forward.
Look forward.
Look forward. What are you looking forward to? I look forward to my inheritance. What is my inheritance? My inheritance is I shall receive everlasting life. And I look forward to that.
Amen.
I look forward to that than for people to try to condemn what happened yesterday. My God. I look forward to the inheritance of everlasting life. But how many know you're not the only person looking forward to it?
Amen.
Let's keep reading. Verse 19. It's cursed in the garden back in Genesis 3 when man messed up. Back in Genesis 3 when men messed up, in Genesis 3:17, remember after Adam and Eve ate of the tree? Pay attention carefully to the words. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree, which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground. Not you, Adam. Cursed is the ground for thy sake, because of you. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. So when Adam messed up in the garden, way back in the beginning, watch this. He told him in Genesis 3:17, he says, now because you hearkened to the woman's voice and you ate of the tree that I told you not to eat, now cursed is the ground for because of you. Cursed is now the ground. It shall bring up thorns and bristles, and you shall eat of it sorrowfully. Not cursed is Adam. Cursed is the ground.
Amen.
And so the creation was condemned to vanity, to frustration by God because of man. Are you following me? Creation didn't willingly make a mistake and get condemned on its own. It was not willingly. Creation was subject to it because of him who messed up. Are you following me? So you know, the world was made to be the home of man. It was our home. It was the place where man was to live. But when man sinned, his world became doomed to suffer condemnation just like man. As a consequence of what man did, the world, the house, what was his, is now subject to condemnation because of him. Are you following me?
Amen.
Man's world was cursed right along with man because of what man did. So now the creation that is cursed is earnestly waiting
Yes, God. Yes.
for the manifestation
Yes.
of the sons of God. The cursed ground is waiting for man to get back right.
Amen.
Because when man get back right, the creation gets back right.
Amen.
Are you following me? The creation is earnestly expecting, it is waiting, it is looking, it is hoping that man finally becomes back who man was before man fell. Because when man gets back where man was, then the earth and the creation gets back where, that's what he talk about, a new heaven and a new earth.
Yes.
Because when man failed, he fell into condemnation, and the world of his fell in it as well.
Amen.
And now the creation waits. The creation waits. You know, it's simple. I mean, you say that. Well, are you sure about that? Of course. God told him that if you eat of that fruit of the tree in that day, you shall surely die. And now everything in this world dies too.
Yeah.
That tree will die, that grass will die, that flower will die. Everything in this world God created now dies because of Adam.
Amen.
I know that's like, whoa. But when man comes back into the manifestation of the sons of God, when man comes back, the earnest expectation of the creation is waiting to see him get back right. Earnest expectation means with a stuck out neck looking like, is he coming yet? Is he coming? Because when he gets back in, he moves from condemnation into eternal life, and this world becomes new again, and it doesn't die like he won't die again.
Amen.
Oh. Even the creation is waiting for the place where there will be no condemnation, no more forever.
Amen.
Somebody say even the creation.
Even the creation.
Look at 21. Because the creation itself also will be delivered from the bondage of corruption in the glorious liberty of the children of God. When the children of God are received and inherit eternal life, everlasting life, the creation will be delivered from its bondage too.
Amen.
Because it was only under bondage, only subject to it because of what Adam did. This passage is teaching about getting to a place to where now everything is free from condemnation forever. And this is the core of our belief. We know we believe it because we say, when we die, we're going to get to heaven and we're going to see all of our loved ones. And we believe those passages and we say it with our mouth, but I don't know how well we understand the deep truth of what it means.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we all get to heaven, what a day and a joy it will be. When we all see Jesus, we'll sing and shout victory. The creation is even waiting for you to get there. The creation is waiting for that place, that day where there will be no condemnation forever, because when you get there, the creation itself will also be delivered from the bondage of this corruption. Verse 21, into the glorious liberty, the freedom of the children of God. For we know that the whole creation groans and labors with birth pains together until now. Don't we know that?
Amen.
We know this whole creation deals with stuff because of man. We know stuff is happening with our climate because of man. We know stuff is happening in our air because of... We know the whole creation suffers because of man. We know that. Don't we know that?
Amen.
The whole creation suffers because of man. Climate change because of what man have done. Air pollution because of what man had done. The whole creation suffers because of man. And so the whole creation is earnestly waiting the expectation of the revealing and manifestation of the sons of God. When those that have been adopted get into the eternal life, then the creation will also be delivered.
Amen.
From its bondage.
Amen.
So the creation came